Hard refresh.
Moving right along.
Yep.
Again, back in the office. Love it. Got me, Chuck, and you, Nick.
Nick, yep.
That no good English. See, those are little tricks we're going to give to the closed caption guy to see if like he actually does that and doesn't correct the English. So what are we doing today?
We're checking out some CodePens that our producer Shaq picked out for us. Maybe they're accessibility related. I have no idea.
I haven't seen them. So since we have so much fun and good luck with live coding on the show, let's go just
full on surprise.
Dive into something and do some reaction videos for various CodePens. I'm going to assume that they have some kind of accessibility bent to them.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
That's what I assume.
Yes. That's right. Okay.
Did he just say wrap it up and go?
No. He was like,
no more waffle.
No more waffles.
No more waffle. Get moving. Listen, people. Can you please comment whether you like the waffle or not? Because we could keep doing that, and we could say, Shaq, they like the waffle. We're going to continue to waffle. But we might not have anything to waffle about.
So if we're not eating waffles, what are you drinking?
Oh, that. Nice segue, Nicholas.
It's fueled by that.
So Shaq brought the beverages tonight. So he brought in Allagash White. I think we're actually about local stuff today, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Is Allagash local?
Where is it?
No, it's not. It's Maine.
Maine. Okay. Close enough.
I'm going to be up in Maine a little bit, so
cool.
We'll stop in. So Allagash White, which is a wheat beer, I guess an unfiltered. Right?
And this is Barrier, and this is from Long Island, and this is the Lupulin Lollies.
Lupulin Lollies.
Lupulin Lollies, and it's a sour IPA, which I'm a fan of.
These are these kind of these cans that have the printed kind of stickers on them.
Yep.
The other locals like
these aren't cheap generally. Some of these kind of cans, when they look extra indie, they're normally like $5 to $8 a can.
Right.
All right, so cheers.
Oh, for the beer?
Yeah, for the beer.
Oh, okay, not for the can, and then they add their beer. All right.
Right.
Look,
Exactly.
Hey, you gotta take a drink. We just toasted. Okie doke. So I think we should get going now. What do you say? All right. So first.
Hold on, I need a napkin. I cannot drink things without.
You have a hole in your chin? You can't leave?
All right, first CodePen.
Oh, here we go.
CSS only.
All right, so hold on.
Okay.
So I got an idea here.
Okay.
So let's just take a look at the CodePen first without seeing the name of it.
Okay.
So, so I'm just curious what this is just on first glance.
They look like markers.
So
map markers.
They look like map markers. Okay,
Right.
Makes sense. All right, great. Okay, so CSS only accessible. Okay, so I just validated what my assumption was because I wasn't expecting those to be CSS only because they have there's a very nice shape to these things. So that's super cool.
I'm seeing lots of HTML here, so I'm wondering what they mean by CSS only. But maybe they mean no JavaScript.
You know what? That's actually a good point because CSS only would mean that should really just be a div.
Just like one, yeah, exactly.
Right.
Okay.
So all right.
Or maybe that's what we're dealing with here.
So let's break this down. So you've got a pin.
Look at that focus state. We got focus states here. Okay, so these are buttons. Right. So we've got a div that says pin container. We've got a button with a class. Inside it, there's a span.
And the span is the icon.
The span is the icon.
So they're using material icon. So you've got star for accessibility.
And then this is the hidden screen reader text, SR only. So for each of these, you've got, what's the first one here?
Right,
so
but hold on a second. So but that says featured. Oh, daycare. Okay, I saw that. I thought you were on featured, so I'm thinking that featured is actually... It's active and featured, but it's not. Featured is the star. Okay, got it.
Yeah, okay. So
wait, you know what? What's the difference between the gold star and the white star?
I don't know. Just different styles. Looks like. No.
I'm curious.
Selected, feature selected, preschool selected. Okay, so we're looking at the same 3.
Oh,
1, 2, 3 selected, and then 1, 2, 3
you know what's funny?
unselected.
People are watching this. Hopefully, people are watching this, and they're looking at this like, you idiots. They're the 3. They're the same 3.
Yeah, it's the same 3.
But we're not looking at that. We're looking at it holistically.
Yeah,
right now.
exactly.
All right. So right now, from a visual standpoint, contrast actually looks good. I'm a little iffy on the gold and the white.
Should we
in
test
terms of a contrast? So let's test it, because typically, and this happens a lot, you get a really nice yellow, a really nice gold, and you knock copy out, and visibly it looks like it should be great.
Right.
But it doesn't pass 4.5 to 1, and then you got to make the copy like a really dark gray or a black, and it's not as impactful. It looks better in white.
Right. So for icons, imagery stuff, 3 to 1, 3 to 1.
But that's 2.1 now.
And that's
right?
Yeah, that's
right
2.1.
Because in 2.0 it didn't. That wasn't the case. An icon didn't. You didn't have to.
Right. It didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
So let's check this out. We got a nice pink here, and the white. Ooh, and it fails.
Okay,
so as a colorblind user, I wouldn't be able to see this icon at all. Right. If I had such bad, a vision or right.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
I
not.
needed
Yeah. Not
contrast.
necessarily from color blindness, but
Right.
from just contrast in general.
Right. So let's see. Yeah, all these kind of fail. All right, but I think the important thing wasn't the colors, but more of the accessibility of their buttons. They're focusable.
Here's the thing, and this is interesting because this is something that designers deal with a lot.
Right.
These are really nice colors.
Right.
They're nice, playful. They've got a kind of a kid-like feel to them, and they're pleasant colors, and they're sitting on a nice, pleasant blue background. The problem is, they fail contrast ratios pretty severely, actually. They're only like 2.5 to 1 in some of them, right?
Right.
So for somebody that has either older or has a vision deficit, they're going to have a hard time seeing those icons. So this is a problem with designers having to kind of relegate themselves to that. So nice option to that would be offering a like a high contrast mode to the site,
right?
So you can keep these colors and you can flip the high contrast mode.
Right.
That might be a good thing to talk about at a future podcast. Like,
Dunkin' Donuts has that. Their colors are natively just inaccessible, and they got a button that says
yeah.
Get it, I guess. So the good features that they do have, they've got the icon hidden by ARIA hidden, because sometimes those icons use like a font, right? So it'll read out to a screen reader the strange ASCII character that they're replacing with the font.
Interesting. That's almost a callback to our ARIA videos.
Yeah, some other. And then they're
go
using,
back and watch them.
They're using a CSS technique to hide text without display none. Hopefully, without display none, so that SR only. That's the Bootstrap one. I wonder if they're loading Bootstrap here. Oh no,
they're not. They just dropped it in. Yeah. See, overflow hidden.
Yeah. And position absolute.
Okay. Oh, that's that one.
Yep.
They stick it off the side and yeah.
Okay. All right.
Cool. So and then just in general, like nice and clean.
Yep.
CSS. There's no JavaScript. We're using CSS hover states. I like it.
All right. So our producer is saying we should test it with the screen reader. You want to check it out?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna actually switch the view to the full page view. And let's.
He said that in a way, by the way, that like
he knows.
He's like, I want to see if you guys can check it out.
CSS only accessible. Heading level 1. Good heading level 1. Love button. View navigate user menu. Collect end of navigation end of banner. Main. CodePen. CSS only accessible. Map pins frame. You are currently on a button inside of a frame. To click this button, press Control Option Space. To exit this web area, press Control Option Shift up arrow. Preschool button. Daycare button. Preschool button. Featured button. Daycare button. Preschool button.
Oh.
Featured button.
So it's another thing that we're missing here that I
It
should have
didn't
caught.
say selected.
Yeah.
Featured button. Daycare button.
So they could have used additional hidden screen reader text to say selected, or they could have used ARIA current, which could have said ARIA current pin or something like that.
Right. Okay. Cool.
But otherwise.
So maybe an 85.
Yeah. Sure.
Right.
Can we score it? Yeah.
However, when we're dealing with like it, if you're dealing with a pass fail,
right,
then it's got to fail.
It's got to fail. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
so.
Yep. Okay. All right. Next one.
Cool. Next one. Where are we going?
So we're not going to look at the title, right?
Yeah. No, I'm not going to the title yet.
Accessible SVG demo. Okay, so it's got some title there. It's a very important graph info. It's actually HTML hidden inside SVG. You can access the information with the screen reader because SVG is hella cool. This is a glorious tabbable button element. Okay, so
all right, so but the title foreign object in SVG. We dealt with foreign object. When we talking about foreign objects?
What was that? Refresh. I'm gonna refresh this page. Hold on. Maybe it animates when we get to it. Sorry. Oh, I like that.
Okay,
So this is
that was hella cool.
That was hella cool. This is what you said you had to do at the last podcast, right? You had to put CSS, I think, an animation.
I put CSS inside the SVG, and the hover and with the pseudo classes in order to make the hover states work.
Right.
All right. Cool. So let's take a look at the code.
Okay. So we've got an H1, and then we've got an SVG. They're putting inline SVG here, and then it says it's labeled by 2 elements with the ID of graph title and graph description. So we'll check those out later.
Wait. How do you label by 2 elements?
I guess you can do that. I actually did not know that, but it sounds like maybe we'll test it.
Okay.
Not something I've done before, but it sounds possible. We've got a title, a description. So it's actually pointing to these 2 descenders within the SVG. Yeah, children of the SVG.
Got it.
And then.
Oh wait, hold on a second.
Yeah. That's very cool.
Hold on, scroll all the way down. Is there a close SVG tag?
Yeah, there is. So now this is all the SVG code, which hopefully there's no characters in here that get read.
Oh, here we go. Okay, all right.
And then.
Keep
wow,
going.
Dude.
Wait, it's all in the. So keep going. It's all in the SVG.
It's all in the SVG. There's a button in the SVG? I did not know we could do this.
Hold on a second.
This is kind of blowing my mind. There's a
That's
div.
pretty freaking
cool. Wait. Foreign object.
Yeah.
So this is I guess, just straight HTML that goes inside
So this
SVG?
is where it would have helped to know that we were going to talk about foreign object. Could have done a little research on it.
Yeah, I have no idea what this is.
Well, we're going to find out.
All right, so...
all right, so let's look at the CSS. Which is...
SVG. It's got a max width. HTML content.
That's just a class.
What is that class on?
Maybe it's probably on the foreign object.
No, it's on this div inside. So inside the foreign object.
All right. So they're saying, all right, that's actually a good semantic class to let somebody know what they're doing. Hey, this is HTML content, which keeps it different from the SVG, the graphic content that's above it.
You know, I think I remember talking. This is one of the guys that we work with. Talk about foreign objects and the problems in iOS.
That's where I remember that.
Yeah.
And it was.
So he had maybe he was doing special kinds of CSS, but I thought he had foreign objects as well.
No, it did. No, he was using foreign object, and it didn't work. It didn't work on iOS.
All right, so we'll open this up in Safari too. We can check that out. And then otherwise, this is like regular CSS, that like as if you were just styling this, and then here's the squiggle. Oh, look at this. This is the animation right here. Draw. Here it is, the keyframes. So he's changing the dash offset, and he's I guess he's animating that. Yeah.
Oh, so right. So he's changing the animation delay so they go at different.
Draw 2.
So this line, this squiggle.
Mm-hmm.
That is an element inside the SVG. Scroll up in the SVG.
Yeah.
So that's one of these lines, these paths here, right? These stroke paths.
So let me go up.
And he's using this stroke dash.
All of them are squiggle.
Oh, stroke dash array. It's a dashed line. They're just really tight together, so they look like it looks like a gradation.
The CSS, but yeah. So this is great stuff.
We're learning something.
Learning lots of stuff.
This is cool.
What is this URL here inside the stroke? Linear gradient 3.
Is that?
Where does that go?
That looks like an ID.
And here's the gradient. Okay, so I mean, I've never dug into, or I haven't in a long time dug into CSS. SVG code.
But this is
like,
cool.
yeah,
this is
very cool. This is the
there's
gradient.
a ton of okay. So
So
now
it's referring to this gradient.
all right. So this is really cool, and this is a fun thing.
Yep.
All right. So let's
Test
put this into full screen and let's
Sure.
see, because we've worked with lots of SVGs and we know that the accessibility there's a lot of
Mixed.
we
Yeah.
gotta jump through a lot of hoops.
So we're in Chrome right now.
Heading
All right.
level
So
1, accessible SVG demo. You are currently on heading level 1 inside infographic and important infographic group. You are heading level 1. This is some very
That was the
important
title and description
graphic. You
that
are
it
currently on
read.
heading level 1. Infographic and important infographic group.
Infographic was the title, and important
Inside of a
infographic
frame.
was the
Press Control,
description.
Option, Shift, up arrow.
you're currently in a group. I'm gonna go inside the group.
Yeah.
Or to no, that's
No, we-
exit.
Level 1. This is some very important graph info.
That's
You are currently
that.
on heading level 1. It's actually HTML inside an SVG. You can access this information with a screen reader because SVG is hella cool.
Get to the button. Get to the
You are
button.
currently on a text element. This is a glorious tab enable button element button. You are currently on a button. To click this button, press Control, Option, Space. Press this is a glorious tab enable button element button.
Okay. So yeah, dude.
Holy
it
crap,
works.
this is
yeah,
great.
It's really really cool. Okay, so this is all within SVG, but it's HTML inside a foreign object, which is a foreign object, I guess, is a way to embed HTML inside an
An
SVG.
SVG. That
Cool. That was very cool. I actually really
I
like.
wish we knew this a year ago.
So I actually really like the part where it had the fact that it was described by 2 elements, and then that was the title and the description of the SVG, which alone is pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Do you mind if we try this in Safari?
Voiceover off.
Let's see. Yeah.
Let's try this
Level
again.
1. Accessible SVG demo. Infographic and important infographic group. An important infographic. You are currently on a group inside
There we
frame
go.
0. Heading level 1. This is some very important graph info. It's actually HTML inside an SVG. You can access this information with a screen reader because SVG is hella cool. This is a glorious tab enable button element button. You are
Nice.
currently on a button.
Great.
To click
So
button,
this
press
so
Control,
this
Option,
description
Space.
could describe what's happening in the graph,
Yeah.
and then you're
Yeah.
good. This is even a better way than using, alt text if it's a graphic.
Yeah.
Um,
I like it.
I
I really like it.
at this point I'm not even really concerned about the contrast piece,
Right.
because for the purpose of this demo, this graph is actually not important. It's purely decorative, right?
Right.
But this is super cool.
I'm sorry, say that again. Sixth one. Okay, we're gonna go into the sixth one.
So
All right.
so
Voiceover off.
I think we want to keep this episode tight, right? So
Right,
I think
right,
we're
yeah.
going to do one
One more.
more.
Okay.
And then if you guys like it, we're going to do another one.
Sure.
If we start hearing back that you guys dig it, we're going to do another one, and we'll do we'll do 3 more.
And
Keep
send
giving me a
send
thumbs
us
up.
your code pens or your favorite code pens, and we'll go through them and check them out.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is accessible slick. Okay,
Okay, we weren't supposed to read it.
I don't know what this is.
Okay, it's a gallery.
Okay. Oh yeah.
All right. So we got a gallery.
Slick slider. I think I've heard of that.
PDP thumbnail image sliders. So this is an accessible. Oh, Slick is the name.
Mm-hmm.
Accessible. Okay. So Slick image slider, and then this is accessible version of that. All
Yeah.
right. So, let's level set here.
Sure.
We've built a lot of sliders.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So much to the point that last several years we recommend to clients not to use them at all because they're accessibility nightmares.
Yeah.
They we've got data that shows nobody goes past the second slide. It's just ridiculous. So lay it out differently.
Right.
So that being said, having an accessible slider, there is a need for it,
Right.
and a gallery like this is a perfect example
Right.
of,
So don't put this on
of
your
how,
homepage.
of how it makes
but-
sense,
yeah,
right?
exactly. Okay. Cool.
Okay, so
First thing I'm just going to call out is there's poor contrast on that button, but that button is probably the one at the top left is disabled. So and you're allowed to have a poor contrast, or you don't have to worry about contrast ratios if it's a disabled.
right, because honestly, you're not even supposed to pay attention to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay.
And then otherwise, I'm going to test this with a keyboard first. Oh, that's a nice focus.
Okay, that's a cool focus.
So I'm trying to hit down, but okay, I'm just going to hit tab. All right.
Right, because these are ostensibly links,
Mhm.
right? So tab would work.
Okay. Ooh, that's a nice
Ooh.
focus too. I like that.
Interesting.
So now-
what happened?
So I hit enter on the next button.
Yeah, and it scrolled it, but where did it?
Where did it take my focus? I don't know. So I think one thing that we've done sometimes is on for keyboard controls, it would take you to the first element of the new slide.
Well, but here's the thing. Wouldn't have to do that. It could have just kept the one that you...
Or it could have kept it on that button, but that button is now disabled. So sometimes you get lost in the void of the tab index.
So this is where QA... This is where we would have caught something like this in QA.
Yeah.
So fire one of them. Fire one of the images.
Sure. I'm going to hit enter. Cool.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay, it's sliding.
It's pretty images. And I'm going to hit space because buttons should be activated by space too. And that works.
Nice.
Cool.
How do you get into the big graphic?
So I got to tab past that, and I'm in here. Ooh, look at that. So I've got, these arrows here.
So this is another thing that's cool. There's a consistency in what the focus states are doing, which is nice. Which that's not that big of a deal, but it's nice. It's like that. But the thing is that they actually did a nicely designed focus state instead of just a big thick border that goes around it.
But I don't think this needs a focus state, Greg, because I don't know what this does. This is not it's not interactive. You can't like click it to.
Maybe.
Right.
Maybe it's showing you that
it's just where
you're there now and you're not in the left-hand column.
This is probably an image with a tab index or a button or a link, and maybe it didn't.
You know how we can tell?
Let's look at the code. All right, so we got the thumbnail slider, and we've got a button here, and the button is the thumbnail.
Got it. Yep.
So where's the?
Wait, note that the alt attribute values describe the function of the button, not the content of the image inside the button.
Oh yeah, that's nice. So it's go to image 1. So it's not describing what the image is.
So let's see. So is there? I want to see if there's an alt description for these.
Okay. So here's all the thumbnail buttons.
Yep. Main image carousel. So okay. Simple, but kind of table stakes type stuff. Proper commenting, so we know where the heck I am.
Yeah, that's true.
In your
I was kind of lost on that SVG one. I could use some comments, but okay. So wait, hold on. See, here's the link that I was saying doesn't do anything. It's got an href to a JPEG.
Why is it an href?
I'm gonna click it. Oh, it literally is a link.
But why didn't it fire?
Because maybe I was hitting space. Hold on.
You were hitting space, but
so link.
It's not a button; it's a link.
Okay.
All right.
That's nice.
Okay.
Cool.
As a modal or a
that's nice. Yeah. Okay, and then now the image. Ooh, these are descriptive alt attributes. Top view of at least
three plants
with flat leaves with rounded sides and pointy tips arranged radially.
So, clearly this was no accident, but these went up in their accessibility scale. They went up quite a bit.
This is like one of those things where when you turn on captions, you know more about what they're saying than without captions. Like a screen reader user is going to know more about this image than I am.
For like the past 2 years. Yeah. And when you realize it, like, oh, I can now know the lyrics to that song. I never knew the lyrics because the closed captioning does the lyrics.
Yeah.
So
my dad always puts My dad always puts on captions for anybody who has what he calls an accent. So I mean, he's watching Cary Grant, and I'm like, Dad, Cary Grant doesn't have an accent. He goes, yes, he does. I need captions.
My wife has the worst time with accents.
Exactly.
So when we were watching Game of Thrones, like I'll put on the closed captions, even just to follow the names. Yeah. Okay. It helps.
Yeah.
You watch and you find yourself just watching. Yeah, Guy Ritchie.
You need him.
What's Brad Pitt saying in Snatch?
You like dogs? So I like this one. This is cool. The only question I have is, where are these arrows? What are these after elements? Like, how did that happen? It's a button. Oh, this is the slick slider. Now the JavaScript for this library creates these, and so it's not in the HTML.
Okay.
But here's all this JavaScript, and it creates. And there's probably a library linked in here.
Let's listen to the screen reader because I'm curious.
I like this one so far.
I want to hear how the alt tag.
Are we gonna switch to slick slider? Let's find out. So it says fully WCAG 2.0 and 2.1 compliant. I like it. All right, so what am I on? I'm currently on
This carousel contains a column of small thumbnails. Selecting the thumbnail will change the main image in the carousel that follows. Use the previous and next buttons to cycle through all the thumbnails.
That's cool.
Whoa! I like that.
Previous dimmed button.
Previous
You are currently on a button.
dimmed.
This item is dimmed.
Dimmed. Not disabled. Dimmed. Okay.
Slide 1 group. You are currently in a group.
Why am I? Oh, and I'm in a group of slides.
Yeah, yeah.
Go to image 1. Current item button.
Oh no, it's
You are currently on a button. To click this
button.
press Control Option Space.
Go to the
End
next
of slide
button.
1 group. Slide
Okay.
2 group.
so each slide is group because there's multiple elements in
Yeah.
here.
Go to image 2 button. You are currently on a button.
All right,
To
so
click this button,
hit
press
it.
Control Option Space. Press Go to image 2 button.
Cool. I guess it. Yeah.
Go to image 2 button. So now
End of slide 2 group. Slide 3 group.
it's not focusing the image.
No, and that's
Which is right.
That's fine. Yeah.
Go to image 3. Current item button. Slide 3 group. You
Cool.
are currently on a button. To click this button,
I'm
press
impressed
Control
with
Option
this.
Space.
I like it.
This is a
End of
good.
slide
It's a good way to end this episode. This is a good one.
Yeah, this is a
End of
nice one.
Slide 5 group. Go to image 5. Current item button. Slide 5 group.
Excellent.
You are currently on a button. End of slide
So
5 group.
so now here's the one I'm curious about.
Currently on a button. This item is dimmed.
So here's the one I'm curious about. So if I push this button so much that this now is disabled, actually, so it's actually keeping me focused here. So this is interesting. This is never getting disabled, which means I can still focus it, which means it doesn't actually have a focus state because when we tested with keyboard, it didn't have a focus state before. So I'll show you that.
Okay.
Otherwise,
This
this is
carousel shows
really
the corresponding
good.
previous button. Slide 5 group. You are currently on a link.
Oh,
To click
let's
this
get
link,
to the
press Control
alt
Option
text.
Space. Visit end of slide 5 group. Next button. End of slide 5 group. You visit link image. Close up of a plant showing a group of separate clusters of buds.
That's nice.
You are currently on end of
This
slide
is
next
great.
Yeah.
Button. You are currently on a button. To click this button, press next button. Press next button.
And
End
you
of
have to
slide
go, you
3
kind of have to go backwards to hear the.
Okay.
Link image. Close
Right,
up
but
of a single
but
line
also
with rounded
you got to
sides.
keep in
Also
mind
wrong.
too that a user that's got issues with sight
Yeah.
and are using a screen reader, they're used to the keyboard controls.
Sure. Yeah.
This is their main use.
Yeah.
So they know I got to go back, I got to go forward, I got to go up, I got to go down.
Right.
So,
Right.
So this isn't our typical.
Yeah.
I mean, you do it because you're testing stuff.
Right,
but
right.
You're not using it all the time, every day. This is
Right.
this is top notch.
Yeah, it's great. It's really,
Nice
really good.
job.
I like the
Real nice work.
descriptions. I like the fact that it gave you like a little intro of here comes the control.
And it's a nice kind of wrap up because
Yeah.
last time we talked about alt text,
right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Solid alt text. Did you plan that, Jack?
It's great.
All right, cool. I like it.
I like it. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
So that was good. So I hope everybody liked our first reaction, CodePen reaction video.
Yeah.
Love for you guys to subscribe, hit that like button, hit that bell notification so as we release new episodes every 2 weeks, you'll get notified. Leave your comments, questions, and feedback down below. Like Nick said, if you have CodePens you'd like for us to take a look at in future episodes, please drop them in there. And yeah,
Okay.
I think we're good.
Cool.